Bada bing bada bam.
Welcome to the final installment, part 2 of the book Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I'm going to link part 1 below, but if you don't know, Twisted Love is probably one of the more famous contemporary romance novels right now. It's the type of book cover that makes you want to buy a Kindle, because imagine trying to seem like a literature girly, a woman of culture, Parisian style cafe, croissant in hand, reading this book. Suddenly, you're just walking out with the biggest baguette you could find, okay? I'm just saying the cover is wild. But the plot, I was not ready. I mean, when I saw the cover, I was expecting a wild ride. The plot is even crazier. To give you the briefest of all recaps, we have Alex, the main male lead in this story. He's a 27-year-old billionaire who has a business acumen of a Fortune 500 CEO, the pitchability of a unicorn tech founder, the abs of an MMA fighter, and the possessiveness of Joe from You. I don't know if you like it, I don't know if you're into it, but his whole personality is that he has to growl every chapter and let you know that his IQ is 160. Some chapters, I'm into it. Other chapters, he gives me such strong himbo vibes. He really does, but I'm kind of here for it. Anyway, a quick few facts that you must not forget about Alex. His whole family was murdered when he was younger. Ever since their deaths, he has been on a quest for vengeance. That is his only goal in life. That's the only reason he feels like life is even worth living. He doesn't like to look at women when he has intimate relations. He's a rotating roster of women that he forks as long as they can, quote, fuck like a porn star, because that's his type. He does not believe in relationships. There's no relationships in revenge.
I didn't know he didn't like to look at you when he's doing that. Like, then what does he look at?
Your ass. He likes doggy style. It's his favorite position.
Okay.
And he says, I like it more than most men. Gets the job done, doesn't it? That's what he said. Speaking of doggy style, his best friend from college is a med school student named Chen, and Josh is his bestie. They spent 8 Thanksgivings together at Josh Chen's house because, remember, Alex's family is dead. They're colder than the turkey for leftovers. Done. Now, Josh decides to randomly move to Central America for a year. They never even tell you which country in Central America. It's giving, I'm going to Africa. Yeah, okay, bitch, which country? Yeah. That's what it's giving. He's leaving. He has a giant favor to ask of Alex. Can you please watch over Ava, his 22-year-old little sister? Josh is really worried about a full-grown adult because she's always had this thing where she has zero recollection of her entire childhood. She's shooting blanks up here. Radio silent. No thoughts, just vibes. Therapist said it's because of her traumatic past, where she was pushed into the lake by her mother. Her mother had a psychotic break during the divorce proceedings. Ava nearly drowned and died. Had her dad, Michael Chen, not dove into the water, she wouldn't be alive today. But apparently, that traumatized her so much that she's just blocked out her entire childhood. All she knows is what she's told, that soon after nearly killing her daughter, Ava and Josh's mother self-exited. Now, Ava has this thing where she wants more than anything in the world. She's so desperate for love. Will do anything to get it. She's way too trusting of other people, always wanting to see the good in everything. She's sunshine on crack. Meanwhile, Alex, her new babysitter that just moved in next door, has the emotional range of one of those robot vacuums. He feels nothing, but he remembers everything. He has a condition called HSAM, where every single memory is like a photographic memory. He can't forget a single memory in his entire life, even if he wants to. Like the day that his parents were murdered. Anyway, that's the recap. So with that being said, let's get into it. Alex had been waiting to get revenge on the killer who annihilated his entire family for most of his life. He saw them die. He saw his mom, dad, and little sister get murdered, and he wants that person to feel just as much pain. At times, it feels like that's the only reason he's surviving, is that, and the guilt, and the goal for revenge. But now, for some reason, he's hesitating on his revenge plot. He set up all the little seeds. He kept meticulous documents and files on the killer, their finances, business dealings, legal and illegal, everything, upcoming contracts, everything the killer has done. The man who killed his family, he has been watching him. He just needs one more little piece to the puzzle before pulling the trigger. But why? Why is he so distracted lately? Alex is deep in thought when his phone buzzes. back. Before he even finishes the video that's been posted on social media, he's already in his car, speeding on the highway straight to Madeline's house. Remember Madeline? She's the blonde hottie with the body that Alex was forking but let her go from his roster because she started demanding he spend quality time with her and he doesn't ever do that. Well, now he's coming to Madeline's house faster than your ex-boyfriend. And once he comes, he throws his car into park, he marches to the massive front door, and Ava is standing there, trapped inside the house. So this is before Alex gets there. Ava's inside of Madeline's house.
What?
She doesn't know that's where she is, though. She has to admit, the whole thing is not optimal. It's not the most ideal situation. On one side of her, there's an indoor pool. Now, remember, Ava has a fear of bodies of water since she drowned as a kid. Didn't think about that, okay? So she's freaking out. And in front of her, Madeline is staring at her, blocking her from leaving. Well, at the time, Ava didn't know her name is Madeline. She just remembered seeing her, the girl from the charity gala that was hanging out around Alex, eyeing him down. Which, side note, now that Ava is seeing her up close, this woman is probably the most beautiful woman that she has ever laid eyes on. Gold hair, blue eyes, incredible. But still, why the hell is she blocking Ava's way right now? I'm sorry, do I know you? I'm Madeline House of the petrochemical houses. This is my house.
Wait, how did she end up there?
Oh, we'll explain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice to meet you. So Ava is in Madeline's house. Now, side note, one of Ava's friends is named Stella, and she's an influencer. She invited Ava to this party at this random rich person's house. Turns out to be Madeline's house.
So there's a party going on.
Yeah, and Stella went to go get a drink, and I guess Ava was looking for the bathroom, and she decides, you know what, this door looks like it would lead to a toilet. But now she's in an indoor pool room area. It looks more like a Roman bath than anything. White marble all over the room, gilded columns, the smell of chlorine. It's making Ava want to spiral into a full-blown panic attack. And Madeline is standing there blocking her way, cocking her head, analyzing, scanning Ava up and down. I just wanted to get a closer look at you. Ava Chen, was it? The one who had Alex so enamored at the gala? Ava lies. I didn't realize that we had a common friend. Oh, Alex and I are more than friendly. Ava feels her stomach drop. Is this his type? I mean, it makes sense, but it still hurts her stomach to think about the two of them together. I mean, partly out of jealousy, and the other part because, damn, just visually speaking, they would be the most aesthetically insane couple ever. What I'm trying to understand, though, Ava, is why he would be interested in you. I doubt you could even keep up in the bedroom. Which, like, these, I do want to say the dialogue in this book is unreasonable. If someone came up to me at a party, regardless of if we had the same love interest, and they said this to me, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? You are goofy. You think you are the main character in your own movie. Like, this is weird. This is not how people talk, right? Now, Ava's curiosity is piqued, but she doesn't want to give this woman the satisfaction. I guess you don't really know Alex then. Please, you don't fool me. You're the type that wants soft, tender kisses and words of affirmations. But as you know, Alex doesn't do either of those things. No kissing, no face-to-face contact during sex. But isn't it great? The way he takes you from behind and chokes you until you see stars and calls you the filthiest names. I can handle that. You, on the other hand, I think you're way out of your league.
Oh, you can really dance.
Ava tries to take a big gulp. Like, is that really what he's into? The thought of him doing that to Ava makes her dizzy with anticipation, but she's got to focus on the passive-aggressive bitch in front of her right now. Maybe he doesn't like looking at you, but he doesn't seem to have that problem with me. Clearly a lie, right? But how the hell would Madeline know? Obviously, was this the smartest thing to say to someone that so clearly looks like she's 2 seconds away from ripping Ava's head off? Probably not. But Ava was not expecting Madeline to turn around and push her straight into the pool. It happened so quick, Ava didn't even have time to scream. She just hears Madeline's cackle, like an evil laughter, while Ava is struggling to hold her breath, trying not to panic in the water. The only thoughts in her mind, I'm gonna die tonight. We're only 100 pages in, so she does not, in fact, die that night, just so you know.
Wait, how many pages is the
like
book?
350.
We're only 100 pages in?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
No, the last 200 pages, though, off the walls. I feel like I read 5 different books in the last 200 pages.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, Alex doesn't know any of this. He's storming into the house. He grabs Madeline by the throat, which... What? Don't worry though. He mentions in the book he's never hit a woman before, but there's always a first time for everything. Like, what? He does clarify he's never hit a woman outside of the bedroom, but still, like, the way that this man is so violent to the point where it is unattractive and just like illegal is kind of alarming. Anyway, I think it works in fantasy books because what are laws? Fays don't have laws. But then when you think about it in the real world, I'm like, whoa, if my girlfriend was dating a guy like this, I don't care if he's a billionaire, I'd tell her to run the other way. He's gonna kill her. She's gonna end up dead in a ditch somewhere, and then he's gonna get away with it because he's rich. Anyway, he said he saw the video that someone posted on social media of Madeline pushing Ava into the pool, and he broke every speed limit to get to the house as quickly as possible.
Wait, I'm so confused. Someone posted that?
Yeah, someone was like watching it and they recorded it. And
is she still in the pool?
No. She's out of the pool
got
now.
it.
But they posted it, which I think is, I guess it would happen. I guess. I don't know. I would hope it wouldn't happen. I feel like it would happen a few days later. They would post it a few days later. I don't know if they would post it immediately, no?
Yeah, like Instagram story.
I do want to say it's about to get crazier, okay? Don't even think. Turn your brain off for this one, okay? Anyway, he breaks every speed limit to get to the house as quickly as possible, and now his knuckles are turning white, gripping Madeline's throat. Don't make me ask again, where is she? But instead of being scared, Madeline is turned on. She's like, yes, more. Go ahead and pop a vein, daddy. I'm not playing games, Madeline. Where the hell is she? Or else I will ruin house industries completely. You don't have that kind of try me. Just because I've seen you naked doesn't mean you know who I control and who owes me favors. Unless you want your daddy to foreclose on this house and house industries to be nothing but a footnote in the corporate world, I suggest you answer the fucking question. Stella, her friend, pulled her out of the pool. She's fine. I didn't know she couldn't swim. They already went home. Alex finally loosens up his grip. You better hope that she's all right, or else you will be the face of the downfall of house industries. Madeline is bent over coughing. Okay. And with that, Alex walks off and starts speeding home now. Because remember, they live right next to each other. He parks the car, and at the same time, Stella is leaving Ava's. How is she? Stella looks exhausted, concerned. I think it could have been a lot worse given the situation, but I was just getting drinks for us and I didn't realize Madeline had a pool room. I found her when Madeline pushed her in the pool. We pulled her out before she passed out, but she's pretty distraught. Jules, her best friend and roommate, remember, isn't home yet. I tried to stay, but she said she just wanted to go to sleep. I didn't really have a choice. You should probably go in there, though. This was a lot worse than Alex thought. Stella is the one friend that absolutely freaking hates Alex. She always tells Ava that he's a psychopath with no emotions, that he's not normal. But if she wants him to go check up on her, it can't be good. So he ends up running straight into Ava's room where he finds her shivering like a little chihuahua in a snowstorm. She's pale, her hair is still damp, and her eyes look like she's in a daze. I'm sorry, Ava. It's okay, it's not your fault. People do fucked up things, don't blame yourself. But I will say you have pretty horrible taste in women. I feel like you should be able to do better. She and I were never a thing. Well, that's not what she said before she pushed me in the pool. Ava turns her head and looks out the window. Are you jealous right now? What? No. Who could ever be jealous of a woman who looks like she just walked off the Victoria's Secret fashion show runway? Not me, that's for sure. Regardless, next time I see her, I'm gonna kick her ass. Alex starts smiling because this girl went to one self-defense class and now she wants to join Fight Club, okay? I thought I was gonna die. It's not even just that I can't swim, but I have this fear of water and it's just so frustrating. Ava tells him that her biggest dream in life is to travel, just to see the world, get lost in other cities, but she can't. Anytime she has to fly over a body of water, she starts freaking out at just the thought. She starts panicking. But in that pool today, she felt this dread, this fear that's deeper than the fear of water, okay? It's the fear that she's gonna die without doing everything that she wanted to do, without even seeing the world. And finally, she looks up at Alex and her eyes are wide. Can I ask you for a favor? Anything, sunshine. Oy. Can you teach me to swim? There's a lot of words to describe Alex Volkov. He's hot, sexy, billionaire, angry, threatens to destroy someone's life if they steal his parking spot, emotionally unhinged in my opinion. Those are my words, okay? But patient is not one of them. That is what Ava is thinking. But truly, the past few weeks, Alex has been trying to teach her how to swim, and he has been nothing but patient. They haven't even gotten into the water yet, and he's so patient. He's teaching her all these meditation techniques, showing her how to visualize a safe space so that when she does get into the water, she doesn't have a full-blown panic attack. And it's working. Ava is even able to dip her toe into the pool, which is a pretty big deal. But also, there were other shifts in Ava's life, like the fact that Alex no longer is just her brother's friend. He's also her friend.
That's it?
Yeah.
No boyfriend?
Yeah. And then like every time they meditate, she just pictures what Madeline said to her. He will take you from behind, choke you until you see stars, and treat you like a little slooty sloot. And Ava and Alex start progressing in their relationship. This is the buildup before the crash. I can just feel it. It's giving K-drama pacing. Things are going too well. Ava even throws him a surprise birthday party, which is a super nerve-wracking experience for her. She didn't even know if he was going to be upset or if he was going to stay for it, which I don't know, is giving me red flags. Like if I'm throwing you a surprise birthday party and you leave, I'd be like, damn. This person is wild.
Yeah.
But he ends up staying, enjoying himself. And Ava didn't really know what kind of friends he has. I mean, she just couldn't call up the board of directors at his company now, can she? So she invited his friends from the martial arts place that he trains at, and they're all drinking, singing, karaoke. They finally find a quiet moment, the two of them, at the end of the surprise birthday party. They're both on dish duty. Alex is washing, Ava is drying. How did you know it was my birthday? You're Josh's best friend. How would I not know? Besides, you're 27 now, which means you need to take 27 shots, and I would not miss that for anything. Absolutely not. And I shit you not, this is their dialogue. It was worth a try. I just wanted to see if you were dumb enough to do it. Ava, I'm a genius. A humble one, too. I hope you had a good time tonight. I did. My very first birthday party since my parents died. Ava freezes because Alex had never, ever brought up his dead parents. R.I.P. F in the chat. Rest in peace, okay? But never brought them up. And for the first time, she realized in 8 fucking years how lonely he must feel. Which girl, what? He's been coming to your house every Thanksgiving because his family is dead, and you're just now realizing, I bet the guy is lonely. What do you mean? And she's like, what do you normally do then on your birthday? I grab a drink with Josh when he was here. Oh, how did your... She's like, why am I asking him how his parents died on his freaking birthday? But he responds, murdered by a business rival. They ordered a hit and made it seem like a home invasion gone wrong. My parents hid me before they found me. My mom, dad, and little sister, and I saw it all happen. They all couldn't hide in time. He explains that they were able to get the guys that did the hit. So the hitmen. The hitmen were arrested and mysteriously killed in prison, but the person who ordered the hit is still out there. Don't worry, karma will get him. And that's when Ava realizes Alex saw his parents get murdered. He has HSAM. The memory to him is crystal clear. It's never going to fade. Even the emotions, when it happened, it's going to feel like it just happened, fresh, a fresh wound every day. And Ava remembers how she used to wish most of her life that she could remember her life, remember her childhood. But now she knows how cruel the opposite would be, to remember everything in such great detail that you can never forget it. And she just starts, I kid you not, crying in the middle of this party and forgets all about the dishes. The rest of the party guests are cleaning other areas of the house, but it feels like they're the only ones in the entire building. Alex, there is something beautiful waiting for you. Whether you find it tomorrow or a few years from now, I hope it'll restore your faith in life. You deserve all the beauty in the world. It's too late for me, sunshine. I destroy everything beautiful that comes into my life. I don't believe that for a second. And before she loses all of her nerve, Ava gets up on her tippy-top toes and kisses him. It's a small peck, but it feels like they're ripping each other's clothes off. That's the heat that she's feeling. Her skin is on fire. And they pull away from each other and they just stare. The desire is very clear on both of their faces. And then Alex spins her around so the counter is digging into her back and uses his hand to lift one of her legs and wraps it around him. She can feel his manhood, just baseball bat and loosey-goosey hanging out all around her. And she starts wiggling to get closer to him.
Wait, where are they?
In the kitchen of a birthday party.
There's people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And he's all, tell me to stop, sunshine. And she says no. She slips her hand underneath his shirt and he starts groaning before they start full on making out. She does not care that there is a house full of people. She is reaching to unbuckle his belt, but he pulls away so forcefully that she almost trips on her face. And she's looking up at him confused and he looks mad. He's all, what the hell were you thinking? Did you think that I would just take you here while your friends are in the other room?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, was that not what you were thinking? Because what? And she's
Is that
like,
not what we're reading right now? Like, why else would we buy this book?
Sir, I feel like we're not on the same page, okay? And she's all like, what? If this is about Josh, it's not about Josh. This is a quote. Alex pinches the bridge of his nose. Listen, I don't like when guys in books pinch the bridge of their nose when they're stressed, because I think it's such a, like, I don't know if it's a K-drama thing, but in K-dramas, only idiot guys do this.
What? What is that?
It's just like, oh, 진짜. Like, that's the...
nonsense.
진짜 냄새. Disgusting shit. Like, literally, I never seen a hot guy be able to pull this off. I've just never seen it in my life. Oh, honey, please. Honey, please, it works. It works. And she's all like, then what is it? Who is it about? It's about us together. It's never gonna work, Ava. Whatever sweet fantasies you have in that head of yours, kill them. The kiss was a one-time mistake. It'll never happen again. And with that, Ava's face is on fire and she just goes back to doing the dishes. When she ignores him, I guess he feels bad, so he whispers, I'm trying to help you, Ava. I'm trying to save you. From what? From me. And she said, oh yeah? Well, what if I don't want to be saved? So the next few weeks, everyone in the office is avoiding Alex. He's a menace, just ripping everybody's heads off. He's on edge. He knows it, which, like, this is my little axe to grind. Men are emotionless robots. So they say in these books, but he seems quite emotional to me. Like, anger is an emotion, okay? But regardless, he knows he's agitated because all he can think about is that fucking kiss. It's just tattooed onto his mind. It's all he's thought about sitting at his desk at Archer Group or in the shower while he's milking his cow. That's what he literally said as he was like gripping and milking his COCK. Ava won't talk to him, but he's been keeping tabs to make sure she's safe. She's been ignoring all of his text messages. So what does this man do? After rejecting her, he shows up at her workplace at the high-end art gallery. He waltzes straight up to the reception desk. Ava is eyes glued to her computer, and she slowly starts smiling while getting up. Hi, welcome to... She makes eye contact with him. What are you doing here? Here, take it. He tosses a brand new phone that hasn't even hit the market yet. He paid the company a few grand extra to get it earlier before the release. So, like, imagine paying Apple just like a few $1,000s more to get the iPhone before it's released.
That's so weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
And he's all, take it. I'm sorry? Considering your current phone is broken, I thought you would need it. Ava's eyebrows are wrinkled, and then she straightens them out. Wait, I'm sorry, Alex Volkov. Do you miss me? I do not. But this is my job, too. You showed up at my workplace because I didn't text you for a few days? You really think that's not missing me? I don't believe so. The phone is for emergencies since yours is broken. Oh, well, okay then. My phone isn't broken. It works just fine. Thanks, though. Ava tells him that she's going to find a new swim teacher and there's no reason for them to interact anymore unless he wants to say something to her, like how he misses her or still thinks about that kiss because she knows he does. But nope, he just has the most insane reaction ever. He starts freaking out, screaming, you asked me to teach you how to swim. I'm the one that worked with you for weeks. If you think I'm going to let some other swoop in and take what's mine, you really don't know me. Don't even think about trying to find a new swim coach. And she's all, shh, no need to yell. I never yell. Yeah, then why is everyone staring? Because Ava's manager is annoyed at the outburst that Ava's situationship, boyfriend, bodyguard, who the f knows, is making in her place of work. Alex ends up shutting the manager up by buying the most expensive piece of art that they have on display. And Ava's all, Alex, are you sure? It's very expensive. How much? It's $40,000. Oh. I thought it was actually going to be expensive. Okay. A few weeks later, it's finally time. Ava is going into the pool to swim, and she's been gearing up for this moment the past few weeks. Alex has been helping her, so I'm assuming they're back on good terms now. I don't know. There's a lot of time jumps in this book. She makes it waist deep. Now she's got to dunk her whole head in the water. Alex even rented out this massive indoor Olympic-sized luxury pool in a hotel for her to use privately for this exact moment, which is convenient in hindsight or a forethought, you tell me, because she ends up passing out in the pool, a mini blackout. He carries her out of the water, which they're not freaking out because it seems like they were both somewhat expecting that she was going to pass out. I don't know. But Alex, the emotionless Alex Volkov, is babying Ava, asking her what's going to make her feel better. And she's all, Alex, yes, sunshine, kiss me. So he closes his eyes and says, you have no idea what you're asking me to do. Yes, I do, unless you don't want to. He then grabs her hand and pulls it down to his wee-wee. Does it feel like I don't want you to? Madeline told me what you like to do in bed. What exactly did she say? That you don't like kissing or face-to-face contact. That you, what? That I what? Say it. That you like choking and calling women names in bed. And yet you still want me to kiss you? Why is that? And Ava can feel Alex staring at her, burning a hole through her retinas. She said it feels like she's a little gazelle, a prey, and he is the predator ready to pounce at the right moment. And she swallows. Well, maybe I want those things too. And with that, they book a presidential suite upstairs in the hotel, and he leaves her with a threat. You're about to find out what happens when you invite yourself into the lion's den. Okay, this is why I can't do romance books for Bam, because, you know, when you read it, it's not that bad. But then when you say it out loud, it's so bad. It's so bad.
It was not hot?
No.
Wait, why is that? Why is that?
I mean,
obviously it's hot for some people.
Okay, I couldn't get invested in their relationship. I think it just progressed too fast. Okay, I think if they were just trying to fuck, it's one thing, right? But I think the setup of the insinuations that they're each other's soulmate, like they're gonna get ruined by the other party. And I'm like, you literally had two conversations with this dude. Right. What do you mean? It just feels a little melodramatic. Right. Whereas if it was just sexual tension, or if the stakes were higher, like if the human race was about to be obliterated by the Fae, then like
unless they mate.
Unless they're mates, yeah.
Right. So then it's like, oh, we have to do it to save humans.
Basically.
Then that would be hot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like not that deep.
Yeah. And then like, I don't know why, just the lines he's giving, I keep envisioning like, no offense, all love to men. Okay, I love men. Well, I love one man. Sometimes I like my dad. He's never around. Maybe that's why I don't like men. I'm just kidding. No. Like all love to men. But you know those like guys on Instagram that feel themselves a little too much?
Yeah.
Like I don't know why this dialogue that he gives are their captions.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like the lion's den. So all I can imagine are those guys saying it. And I can't get into it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, 27 billionaire? That's crazy.
Yeah.
You could have just said he has a stable job and that'd be hot. In today's economy, are you kidding? That's realistic goals and hot. But the, like, 27-year-old billionaire is just, like, a lot.
Like, that's just Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, and he's not giving daddy.
Yeah.
Well, they said his new glow up. And like in the book it works to a degree, but if my husband said this to me deadpan, the lion's den, I would be on my back on the bed convulsing with fucking laughter and nothing else, okay? Now Alex said, as they're heading up to the penthouse suite, he's like, you can't do this. And he said that the thought crossed his mind. He was going to completely destroy Ava. But the way she's looking at him and any and all consciousness he might have had, gone. This is a literal quote from the book. He says, I was so fucking hard, my cock almost punched a hole through my pants. So like, I feel like that tells tells you what kind of we're dealing with right now. You stop it right now. Let's just call him Hole Punch Alex from now on, because what the fork was that? And now in the room, Ava is standing there, the confidence from the pool all gone. She just looks like a sacrificial virgin nervously waiting to be defiled. That's how he describes it. He forces her to undress, to unveil her masterpiece of a body. A part of him wants to destroy her instantly. Another part of him wants to take his time. He said the sight of her being fully naked while he's fully clothed was even filthier, and he liked it. Then he just starts freaking licking her all over the place like a cat, grooming their friends, you know what I mean? It's a lot. He states that she tastes like sunshine and honey. I didn't know sunshine had a taste, sir. I didn't know, okay? I feel like you're tripping on acid. He wants to devour her. He knows that once he gets his hands on her, she will now be broken, just like everything else he touches. But she would be his, and he was selfish and cruel enough that he would take her with him while he burned down the world.
But are they just doing it?
Yeah, they're just like doing it. It's not that serious.
What do you mean, burn down? What?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Again, it's not like you're a fae. Doing it is nothing. We all do it. Get over yourself. I'm just kidding.
What's wrong with me? Fantasy smut has ruined my life.
And he's all, you're mine. Your mouth is mine. Everything is mine. He just be feeling her up. You'll be tied to my bed and forked until my name is the only thing you remember. Understand? And she's all like, yes. He goes through the whole, who's your daddy?
What's my name? Say my name.
And when she gives the gluck gluck, he almost arrives at his destination right then and there, which he has to mention that he hasn't done that since he was a teenager. But there's just something about Ava. The book reads, I was so hungry for her, for the innocence shattering beneath me at this very moment. Then while they're doing it for like the third time in the span of 4 pages, this book develops fast, okay? Ava looks like she's seen a ghost in the midst of it. And he's all, what is it, sunshine? Mind you, he's still inside of her, okay? And she's all, I thought you don't do face-to-face contact or kissing during, I thought those were your rules. Alex pauses. He didn't even realize. But she's right. He's never broken his own rules. He hadn't even realized he's broken his rules. He was just doing what felt right. Things were different with Ava. He wanted to see her. He wanted to kiss her. And that's when he realized he truly is so forked. See, I like my men a little less EQ. Like, he be in his feels a lot. Like, I like my men playing Tetris in their minds.
What?
No, I like EQ, but he's just like, the way he talks or the way he thinks.
Too much thinking.
Too much thinking.
So we shouldn't know his POV.
I don't want to know his POV.
Yeah.
I think the book would have been so much harder for me if I didn't know his POV.
Yeah, because his POV is so...
Like, I like when guys are mysterious, but then when I get their POV, I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I mean, it's... Damn. So they fork. They stay in that hotel room all weekend long, just ordering room service and then forking and then ordering ring service and then forking. And a few interesting things happen. First of all, Ava has her first night without a nightmare, wrapped up in Alex's nice, bulky arms. They're so muscular, it's like sleeping on rocks. They decide they're going to tell Josh about their relationship when he comes home from Christmas, which, side note, they establish that they're dating now. Alex tells her, you're mine, sunshine. You're never touching another man unless you want him 6 feet in the ground. That's a lot. Like, they just started dating. Okay. And lastly, Alex takes a very important business call in the middle of forking Ava because corporate domination never sleeps. And when they get back to reality after the weekend, Ava finally has to tell her friends what's going on, that she's Alex Volkov's girlfriend, and Jules wants to know everything. Like, how big? Like, what's the girth? What are we talking? Spring roll, egg roll, baseball bat? Meanwhile, Stella and Bridget are genuinely a little worried for Ava. They're happy for her, but they tell her, just don't take things too fast, you know? Which, good advice, but Ava doesn't know how applicable any of this is. That week is Ava's dad's birthday. Josh is obviously in Central America, so it's up to Ava to go over to her family's house in Maryland and drop off a cake. She never really got along with her dad. The glue of the family has always been Josh. In fact, her dad, Michael, is kind of awkward around her. Ava thinks it's because she was so traumatized as a kid, he doesn't even know how to act around her. He thinks if he says anything, it's just going to cause her to break down, so he chooses to say nothing. It's fine, though, because Ava doesn't like visiting often anyway. It is not the same house that they all used to live in together with mom, but it reminds her so much of it. It has a lake in the back, and again, it's not the one that her mom tried to push her into and tried to kill her, but it's just like it. It's a lake, regardless. When Ava comes to drop off the birthday cake, they awkwardly eat a slice together, without singing happy birthday, of course. And there's this moment where she looks up at her dad, and he doesn't realize she can see his face. And his face, the way he looks at her, it's like he doesn't know her. It's like he hates her, like he fears her. That's the look on his face. Meanwhile, Bridget, Ava's friend, has a new bodyguard named Reese. He's younger, way hotter than her last one who just retired to be with his kids. This guy is unmarried, almost as jacked as Alex, former special forces, and since day one, the girls knew that he was not here to play games. He did not care if Bridget liked him or not. All he cares about is her safety, which I guess is the whole point of her job, but he's kind of a buzzkill.
Bridget is the princess.
Yeah. Forbidding her from doing anything with large crowds. I mean, there's strong tension between the two. Please stop. I refuse to stay in the house like a princess locked in a tower.
Is he hot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're going to get together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bridget starts complaining that she never even wanted to be a princess in the first place. Obviously, it's not really a choice, but she's just so glad that her brother is going to be the next king. She's second to the throne. At least this way, she can have a modicum of normalcy in her life, pretend like everything's okay, fine and dandy. And the next few weeks of everybody's lives are pretty normal. Alex escorts Ava to a fall fest held at the local college from which they both graduated from. Or I think Ava's graduating this year. I don't know. But he forces her into the student health center and forces her to wear his biological fluid like glitter on her legs as they walk around the fall fest because they did it in the health center, you know what I mean?
Bruh.
So there's that. And after fall fest, Alex joins Ava and her dad for Thanksgiving, but Josh is not there. So technically they're trying to play it off as, well, of course Alex is here because he's been here for the past 8 years. It's a tradition now, right? He's part of Thanksgiving even without Josh. That's what they're trying to play it off as. But I think Michael Chen has a bit more read the room nunchi skills than that. I think he knows they're forking. I think he knows his daughter's turkey is getting stuffed. Okay, that's kind of gross. But because they're hiding their relationship from Michael Chen, Ava's dad, they can't share the same room in the house, which is a shame since Ava's nightmares are always so much worse inside this house than anywhere else. The dreams of dying are more vivid, and this time she has a memory or a dream, I don't know, where she's being strangled and begging whoever it is to take their hand off of her, which it's just a dream, right? Or is it a real memory? Had her mom tried to strangle her too? I used to get really bad anxiety whenever we would travel, and not because of traveling itself. I love going on trips in the summer, but statistically, most home break-ins happen in broad daylight, and I would be so nervous for the people that are house sitting, and there's a lot of daylight in June or wherever. Our house is never unattended, but that just made my anxiety even worse because I felt like I can't leave my house without knowing that my mom and my dogs and whoever else is in the house is safe. But this summer, I can finally let go of that anxiety because we have Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe is advanced home security that puts you first. There's a reason it was named one of the best home security systems in the US for 5 years in a row. Simply Safe is an advanced home security system that equips your house with state-of-the-art cameras and sensors. They also provide 24/7 lifeguard protection, which means trained agents will monitor your security system and they'll react to a potential threat within 5 seconds. Simply Safe's smart alarm wireless indoor camera even lets the agents communicate with intruders to scare them off. The live monitoring costs less than $1 a day, but the security that it gives me is priceless. I genuinely sleep better at night knowing that I have Simply Safe. I've never been more well rested. Simply Safe is unmatched in their terms of safety, down to their payment plans. There are no long-term contracts you can cancel at any time, and they even offer a 60-day satisfaction guarantee or your money back. By partnering with Simply Safe, I've finally gotten real peace of mind. I want you to have it too. Get an exclusive 20% off any new Simply Safe system when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Just visit simplysafe.com/baking. That's simplysafe.com/baking. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Ava glances at the clock. 4:44 a.m. Again. She tries to get a little more sleep, lay in bed a little longer before getting up. Honestly, she just wanted the sun to come up. Everything is so much less scary in the bright sun. 7:02 a.m., she hops out of bed and gets changed. She throws on a big fluffy cardigan and starts walking around the kitchen, looking for something to do. And something compels her to walk out to the backyard, to the lake. It would be the first time she gets close to a lake since, but it just felt like the lake was calling out to her, luring her closer and closer so she can suffocate her. It's like the lake wanted to tell her a secret that she didn't want to tell the others. Ava knows deep down this is a very dumb idea. Alex and her dad are asleep. If anything were to happen, she would surely drown by herself, But what's going to happen? There's nobody around to push her in. She's like, deep breaths, you're fine, you're on solid land. The water's not gonna rise up and drag you in. Ava is standing, facing the lake when the memories of her drowning in the lake starts flooding in. The water was rushing to her face. She can almost smell her mom's perfume before she hits the cold water. Ava? Oh yeah, that's right. She must have blocked it out from her memory. Her dad always came out in the morning to exercise, rain or shine. He was religious about that morning routine. But I wonder if he's still... Wait, this isn't an old memory. What are you doing out here, Ava? Ava spins around and she has a new memory. Her dad's gold signet ring flashes in the light. And she looks at his face and screams bloody murder. I'm going to clarify later. Okay, because it's kind of like open-ended. Anyway, Alex hears her scream, runs down the stairs. It's like one of the few nights that he gets sleep because he has insomnia. Anyway, it's his fault. He's blaming himself for leaving her alone in a house like this where the nightmares are more intense. The scream sounds like it's coming from the back. He runs out and he sees Michael Chen trying to soothe his daughter, but she's shaking like a leaf. Tears are streaming down her face. She refuses to tell either of them what's wrong. She just keeps saying, oh, it's my aquaphobia. I didn't realize how much the lake still impacted me. It's my phobia. But Alex knew that was bullshit because she could get into pools without panicking now. That's not why. He doesn't want to push her, or at least not here. So he waits until they get back to Alex's house, and then she tells him the truth. She didn't even know if he would believe her, or if she believed it, or it could be a false memory or a dream. Ava, tell me. I would do anything for you. I would drain every lake and ocean for you if that's what you want. Okay, then do it. Yes. Where are you going to put the water? I don't know if it's even accurate. It could be a dream. Tell me. My childhood memories came back. Alex freezes. Well, not everything, but I remember the day I almost died. I was playing by the lake and my parents were divorcing and my mom had fallen into a depression. There was a lot of shouting and threats. That's what I remember most. I honestly thought the two of them were going to kill each other. But one day I was near the lake, playing on the dock, when my mom ran in to grab more sunscreen. And I was there throwing stones in the water, and I thought I remembered her returning on the dock and throwing me into the water, only I don't think that she ever came back. I thought I smelled her perfume, but I never saw who pushed me until more memories came back at my dad's place. I remember seeing a gold signet ring with the initials MC on there. Michael Chen. Alex, my mom didn't try to kill me. My dad did. It was my dad. Ava has a really rough week. Not only does she remember her dad trying to drown her in the lake, then gaslighting her into believing her mom did it, she has another memory come back to her. Okay, so she wrote an essay for school about who she admires most. She wrote it about her dad because he's the one that allegedly pulled her out of the lake and saved her. She remembers running into his office to show him her new grade, and he's smiling at her, but it's not a nice smile. And this is after their mother is dead. He just walks over to her, brushes her hair behind her ear. You look so much like your mother. Ava knew as a kid, this is the way her dad said it. It's not in a good way. He starts stepping closer. Ava, do you remember what happened at the lake, darling? She shakes her head no. He walks closer. It's for the best, because it'll make this so much easier. And then he smiles an ugly smile as he starts strangling Ava. And that day, she loses consciousness. She only survived because Josh came home early from school and Michael played it off like he had no idea why Ava knocked out. And eventually, when she gained consciousness, to his surprise and convenience, Ava did not remember a single thing about her entire childhood. Fucking amnesia. Yeah, but now it's all rushing back to her and she just wants to throw up. So Ava and Alex, after she comes to terms with the trauma, they decide that they're going to confront Michael Chen at Archer Group. Ava needs closure. So they demand he comes down to the office, not telling him what it's for. They gather in a conference room and Ava feels like she's going to die. But Alex is reassuring her that security is top notch here. I'm okay, truly. Michael rushes in and it's showtime. Ava's so nervous. What the hell is going on, Ava? What's going on? Why do you need me to come here? Alex smirks. Mr. Chen, please take a seat. Michael sits down, but he looks resentful that this little boy is bossing him around. I've work to do. You made me cancel meetings for this, so spit it out. What's going on? Don't tell me you're pregnant. No, I'm not. Then what? Ava asks Alex to leave so she can get a moment alone. She feels like this is something she has to confront alone. He glares at Michael on the way out, and when it's finally just Ava and her dad. Ava, are you in trouble? No, but I have something to tell you about Thanksgiving weekend and why I screamed at the lake. Okay. I remember, Dad. I remember. Remember what? I remember everything. The day that I almost died, I remember it all. Michael's face looks shocked, then panicked, before it's replaced with worry. Fake worry. Really, sweetie? Are you sure? You've been having these nightmares for years. It could just be a false... I'm sure, Dad. Did you or did you not push me into the lake that day? What did you just say? Answer me. Of course not, Ava. How could you even think that? I'm your father. I would never. But that's what I remember, Dad. Michael looks so sympathetic all of a sudden. Sweetie, memories have a way of deceiving even the best of us. They're not trustworthy. Of course you remember seeing me at the lake because I'm the one that saved you, pulled you out of the water from drowning, remember? Michael just starts straight gaslighting Ava, and she even starts questioning her whole memory. No, there was another time, 3rd grade, I brought home an essay from Mrs. James' class and I showed you and you were in your office and you looked at me and you said, I look just like Mom, and you pushed a pillow into my face and tried to suffocate me and I remember that. Michael is looking at her with a face worse than hatred. Pity. Sweetie, you've never had a teacher named Mrs. James. No, I did. She had blonde hair and glasses and she gave me sugar cookies on my birthday and I swear I remember. Oh, honey. Michael is trying to reach out to grab Ava's hand, but before he can even touch her, the door slams open and Alex storms in. Enough. I had my people look into it. Yeah, she did in fact have a 3rd grade teacher named Mrs. James, one who also reported seeing suspicious bruises on Ava's wrist when she came into class the day after the essay she wrote about her favorite hero. She asked you about it, to which you said it was a playground injury. She believed you, but she never forgot the incident. The two of them confront Michael with the evidence, and he half-heartedly tries one more time to make Ava believe him that he would never hurt her, but when she doesn't, his mask falls and he becomes a supervillain. Just like randomly. He starts legitimately slow clapping. Bravo. I almost had you though. You should have seen your face when I said Mrs. James didn't exist. I almost convinced you that you were crazy.
Okay, so this is turning into something else.
I told you it's getting unhinged, okay?
What?
Why would you do such a thing to a kid? I'm your kid, your child. How could you do this? Well, that's what you think, isn't it? That you're my kid? But you're not. Your bitch of a mom cheated on me. Must have been one of those times I was away on business. She always complained, that I worked too much, acting like I wasn't the reason that she had a fucking roof over her head and nice designer clothes to keep her warm. I always suspected since the day you were born that you weren't mine. You look nothing like me. You look just like your mother. I did a secret paternity test just to be sure, and lo and behold, you're not mine. So he tried to kill her because Michael tells Ava that during the child custody battle, he really wanted Josh because that's his heir, the one to carry on his family name. He didn't give a fork about Ava, but nobody ever splits the kids up like the judge doesn't. So he thought, let me give the judge something good to work with. He's just going to have Ava drown, maybe die, maybe not. And then, of course, the judge would find Wendy, their mom, guilty and award Michael custody over Josh. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, okay? But then Ava survived. And then Wendy self-exited, leaving Michael with Josh and Ava, which is fine, but she's a byproduct of all of his hatred for his dead ex-wife who cheated on him. Yeah, and that day he tried to choke her, which he admits in hindsight was just not smart, okay? He thought for sure the jig would be up, he'd been caught, but to his pleasant surprise, she came to afterwards not remembering a single thing. Which all of this makes sense to Ava because no wonder her dad was so adamant that she stop her therapy sessions. He must have been terrified that she was going to remember something. Michael smirks like he did something, but Alex reminds him there is no statute of limitations for attempted murder, and this conversation has been recorded, because of course it has. Suddenly, Michael's face transforms back into a loving father. Ava, honey, Alex is not who you think he is. His driver picked me up and threatened me on the way. Enough, Michael Chen. I think we're done here. I think my friends would agree. FBI agents storm the conference room and arrest Michael Chen. Apparently, they were watching the whole time through a live feed. And for someone who just admitted to a long list of crimes, Michael is quite confident. He spits at Alex. This will never hold up in court, and Josh will never forgive you for this. He worships me. You think he'll believe you and her before he believes me? But then Josh walks in through the door and starts beating up his dad to a bloody pulp. Alex has to stop him and throw Josh off of Michael. And after the FBI haul Michael out of there, Josh is trying to fight Alex for a fork in his little sister. But when they calm him down and explain the situation, Josh sees how serious they are about each other and he begrudgingly gives them his blessing. Yeah.
Wow, a lot just happened, huh?
Yeah.
A lot just happened.
And like in the book, it's like 5 pages. I'm like, what?
Okay. Now back to forking.
Yeah. So the next few weeks, they're forking again. Everything's blissful. Ava even tells Alex that she loves him, which he tries to do the whole, stop. You don't mean that. I'm not an easy person to love. That whole thing, okay? But his face gets very serious. You are the light to my dark sunshine. Without you, I'm lost.
It's so weird that he calls her sunshine.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Because it's a trope. It's the sunshine and Mr. Grumpy. But they went really literal.
Oh.
Like the trope is usually like a happy girl and like a very grumpy boy.
Right.
And they fall in love, right? Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be girl and boy, but you get it, right? Sunshine and grumpy, I guess we'll say. But they made it really obvious in this one. They're like, sunshine. Yeah, they might as well just call him Grumps. Okay, Alex Grumps. They start doing it, but it does bother Ava even just a little bit that he never said it back. He never said, I love you too. This is when the plot starts to get even more unhinged. If you thought the whole subplot of Ava's dad just came completely out of left field and was truly random and not the most believable, it starts getting wilder. Alex goes over to his uncle's house and there's just something in the way that his uncle is keeping tabs on him. About how Alex is so distracted with his revenge plot. It gives Alex the feeling that his uncle has been keeping tabs on him, which why would he be doing that? When his uncle leaves to go golfing, Alex uses a professional security feed jammer that he bought off the black market for probably trillions of dollars. Disposable income, you get it. He starts going from room to room, jamming the security feed with this little button he'd be pressing.
What does that mean, jamming feed?
I guess like it jams all the security cameras if you press the button.
What do you mean jams? Like it
I guess
destroys it?
Or it cuts the connections. I don't know.
Wait, so there's security camera in this house?
Yeah, in Uncle Ivan's house.
And he's trying to kill the security camera?
Yeah, so he can snoop in Uncle Ivan's house. But then like, who just carries stuff that they bought from the black market like that? That's weird. Well, I feel like Jeff Bezos probably does. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, he starts going room for room to looking for clues. He ends up in the library where he notices 2 outlets that are less than 6 feet apart, which is not normal. Building code dictates that they need to be about 6 feet apart. So he's like, what the is up with that outlet? He leans down, pulls on one of the outlets, and out comes a false outlet. It's a hole in the wall. And he reaches in and it's a stack of papers. I don't know what Alex was expecting. He was probably expecting even his uncle trying to embezzle money, right? That's something he would understand. But this is... Do you already know what's happening?
The uncle is trying to sabotage him?
We'll get there. So then he shows up late to dinner with Ava because this whole thing, right? He just found out something life-changing about his uncle, his only family member that's left alive, right? And it culminates into this huge fight. He won't tell her why he's late, and she starts freaking the fork out enough to warrant a semi-breakup. It's a lot. I mean, to be fair, he does lie to her and tell her that his phone died, but then it rings in his coat pocket, and then he's like, oh yeah, well, I charged it on the way to the restaurant. That's why. But she's convinced that he's doing something shady because remember, she was cheated on by her ex who just like vanished halfway through the book, like no longer a problem. Liam, yes. So then she's like, I don't trust you anymore. And she storms out of the restaurant.
Why can't he tell her?
Because about what he's about to do. There's been a big change in Alex's big revenge plot. The target has changed. Alex brings up his right-hand tech guy, the only one that does unspeakable things on the internet. He's a hacker. Even the NSA would be impressed. He knows how to get shit done. And he tells him one name.
Alex tells him one name.
No, the hacker tells him one name, the name that he was looking for, the real killer to his family.
It's the uncle?
It's the uncle.
What?
The real killer is not Michael Chen.
Wait, you're kidding.
Ava's father. He thinks it's Ava's father this whole time.
Wait, what? I'm so confused just now.
So Alex was convinced that Ava's father was his family's killer.
Oh, deadass.
Deadass. And that's why he befriended Josh.
Oh, but he became besties.
Yeah. And then he started dating Ava, and that's why he stalled his revenge plot. Because he loves Ava.
Oh.
But no, Michael Chen is not the killer.
Bro, he is so invested in this family. Like, this is my best friend. This is gonna be my wife. And that one right there, I'm gonna kill. Wow. Just leave the Chen family alone.
It's like a hate crime.
Yeah, he did not do that to your father, okay?
Yeah. I feel like the Chens are getting hate crime by this man right now. Yeah. Anyway, it's Ivan Volkov, his uncle.
First of all, why Mike Chen? Michael Chang? Why? Why him?
Suddenly he's Michael Chang. This feels racist, honey. Chen.
Michael Chen. Why him? Like, did they explain?
Oh, he's like a business rival to Alex's dad back in the day.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah. So the next morning, Alex invites his uncle over to the house. And for the first time in years, Alex is in the kitchen. Not dry worming it with Ava, but actually cooking pancakes. He's cooking when the doorbell rings. And he's early. Alex walks over to the door. He's seething with anger, but he tries to conceal it. It's about catching his uncle off guard. But when he opens it, he's like, shit. What are you doing here, sunshine? She looks exhausted. She looks like she's been having nightmares. It's been like a week since they haven't talked. And Alex does feel guilty and worry does come over him. We need to talk about us. What is Alex going to do? Talk to her about how he was in the process of hiring hitmen to take out her dad in prison because, you know, up until about a week ago, he was convinced that her dad killed his entire family and has been stalking them the entire time? No. He just goes, can we talk later? Now's not the best. Alex can see his uncle's Mercedes pulling up. No, it has to be now. Ava pushes her way into the living room. Shit. Look, if you don't want to be with me anymore, just tell me so I can leave. Alex hears her and he feels the pain at the same time, you know? He's gripping his mug so tight and he can't take his eyes off of his uncle's face because his uncle is storming up the front door now. Of course I want to be with you, sunshine. I will always want... Alex... Uncle Ivan glances at Ava, then slowly soaks her in, looking her up and down. And who's this lovely creature? Alex is seething, but he has to hold it in. Ava, Uncle Ivan, Ava. The infamous Ava. Good to finally meet you, dear. Ava smiles, but she looks uncomfortable. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were expecting company. We can talk later. Oh, nonsense. Don't be ridiculous, Ava. Uncle Ivan presses his hand on Ava's back, which makes Alex just about shatter his mug into 5,000 tiny little glass shards, and he guides Ava further into the house. Uncle Ivan, would you like something to drink? Tea? Hot chocolate? Green tea for me, please. When Alex gets back, Ivan is in deep conversation with Ava. Ivan's staring at Alex. I just want to congratulate my favorite nephew. Ava, dear, did you know that you're sitting across from the new CEO of Archer Group? Shit. Alex didn't have time to tell Ava, and he can see the hurt on her face. Uncle, I couldn't have done it without you. All the effort you've dedicated to the company. Now you can retire and indulge in all the things you've always wanted to do, like fishing or crossword puzzles. That was the story that they're running with the press. But the truth is, Uncle Ivan did not retire. Of course he didn't. He was pushed out by the board members at Alex's direction. Besides, it was in their best interest. Ever since Alex took over as CEO, even as the news was just announced, stock prices skyrocketed. Everybody knew that he was the brains behind the company. Ivan stares at Alex while he slowly ponders his next few words. You and Ava should visit one day. I'm just an old man with not a lot of friends these days. I don't leave my house much, Ava dear. I'm a bit paranoid about my security, you see. I have cameras all over the house. In my office, in my bedroom, my library even. Even the places that people don't normally keep cameras. So with my paranoia, who would I trust to spend time with, right? Alex's heart starts racing. He knows. He can read between the lines. He caught Alex in the library. For some reason, the thought to jam the cameras in the library slipped Alex's mind, and now his uncle knows. The gig is up. Ivan knew Alex found all the letters between Uncle Ivan and his mother, the ones where he professed his love and begged her to leave Alex's father for him because he's just hotter. But she's like, no, I married my husband. So he killed her and the entire family.
Bro, because of love?
Well, love
Not
and
love,
he's always had rivalry with his brother, and his brother cut him off after he found out that his brother was trying to like fork his wife or whatever.
That's okay. Wow. So he killed the whole family,
Yeah.
mom and dad.
Mm-hmm. And the kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. That's
After Uncle Ivan leaves, Alex and Ava are just sitting there in silence, and Alex thinks about telling her the truth, but he would rather be a villain than the hero who risks losing her by some misguided sense of morality. Your uncle is not what I expected. He's very slick. Alex smiles. Atta girl, okay? She doesn't like him either. Why didn't you tell me about your promotion? We should celebrate. It became official yesterday. I thought I would tell you during Christmas as a surprise. I miss you, Alex. I miss you too, sunshine. And she climbs onto his lap and they just sit holding each other. And she's all like, is it because I told you I love you the other day? If that makes you, and he's all like, shh, no, of course not. It's just work. I've been really stressed recently about this transition into the CEO position. That's all. Ava leans her head in and she says, well, you're going to be a great CEO. And the two of them fork. Yeah, but he can't escape this feeling that some shit is about to go down, and it's gonna go down now. I will say this book just transitions so quickly. I don't get the chance to feel looming doom or anything because the next word is like, 2 weeks later, my world crashed down. Uncle Ivan invites Alex over to his house to talk, and from the second Alex steps in, he knows shit's about to go down. His uncle is slurring his words. He's normally very keen on wearing a 3-piece suit, even around the house. It makes him feel put together and powerful, but he's in his robe. Alex is leaning up against the study door. So you finally made it, you little shit. Hello, Uncle. Of course I made it. You are my favorite uncle. You don't look well. Are you stressed over work? Uncle Ivan is sitting in his massive office chair in his wood mahogany shelved library. Not for much longer. You're going to give me back the CEO position. And why would I do such a thing? Because I have something you want. And I have a feeling you'll do just about anything, including fully resigning from Archer Group and wiring me $50 million after reinstating me as CEO. Why don't we see what the magical something is? I have nothing you can hold over me.
let me guess.
Yeah.
Ava.
Naive little nephew. That's where you're wrong. Not something. I meant someone. Bring them in. The door swings open and it's Ava and Bridget with one of Uncle Ivan's bodyguards. Yeah, they kidnapped the princess too. I don't know, for sharts and giggles.
They kidnapped her and the princess.
Yeah, for creating, I don't know, diplomatic nightmares.
Where's the hot bodyguard?
I don't know.
Oh.
Alex momentarily panics before intentionally setting his face to look bored. It takes everything in him to not strangle the bodyguard right now with his bare hands. The guard is holding a gun straight up to Ava's face, and she has a cut on her face, and tears are streaming down, and her eyes are wide, and she's panicked. Sorry, Uncle Ivan. There's nothing here that would make me consider giving you dog shit, let alone $50 million. Ava's face falls. She looks so betrayed. Ava looks over at the guard. Camo, was it? He's looking smug. And Alex is like, well, soon he's gonna be dead. Anyway, Bridget doesn't look great either. Where the hell is the princess's new bodyguard anyway? The regal princess has been kidnapped and he's nowhere to be freaking found. He's ex-Navy SEAL. Come on, he should be a little more competent than this. Uncle Ivan squints his eyes at Alex. You cannot fool me, Alex. I see the way you look at her. She's the reason you've slowed down on your revenge plan, isn't it? Because you love her? But will she love you after she finds out the truth? Alex understands now what his uncle is doing. Either he betrays Ava or risks her being killed. Alex will do anything to keep her alive. Uncle, you really underestimate me, you know that? She was never more than just a pawn in my game. Why do you think I pulled back from her after her father went to jail? She was nothing to me after that. She was useless. Though I admit she's pretty good in bed, but that's the only reason I didn't fully cut her off. Alex looks down, examining his nails like he's never been more bored in his life. He cocks his head to Ava, who looks absolutely destroyed. Sorry, sunshine. Cat's out of the bag. But I guess I should tell you the full story, shouldn't I? The man who killed my parents, that was your father. Well, fake father, Michael Chen. Ava and Bridget are like, what the f*** is going on right now? Okay, what? But Uncle Ivan isn't convinced. Alex needs to keep going. I always knew, by the way, whose daughter you were. Or whose daughter I thought you were. You think it's a coincidence Josh and I were assigned to the same dorm room our freshman year? One bribe to the administration's office, that's all it takes. I played the dead parents card to gain your sympathy. And what do you know? He invites me over for the holidays. And while everyone slept, I bugged your entire house, went through your father's files, and I snooped. Why do you think his business continued to decline over the years? I found some very fascinating things. I dismantled his empire piece by piece, and you and Josh had no clue. None the wiser. This year was going to be the finale, take down his company publicly and humiliate him completely, but I needed one more piece of information, one more reason to go into his office. But with Josh gone, what an inconvenience, I knew I needed another way into his room. You. It's actually quite easy to make you fall in love with me. It was so easy, it was almost embarrassing. Sweet, trusting Ava, so eager to fix broken things, so desperate for love she can't even see the truth right in front of her. Ava's chest is heaving at this point. Okay, she's no longer crying. She's angry. She's betrayed. And he's thinking, good. Don't be sad. Don't cry. Get over me and move on. So imagine my surprise when I was able to nail him for attempted murder, all thanks to your little memories. But I was wrong, wasn't I? He turns to Uncle Ivan. Wasn't I? The beauty was, Michael Chen was one of your father's business rivals. Your father never did get along with Michael. He hated the way he conducted business, and Michael hated anyone who dared enter his territory. Michael Chen was an easy scapegoat. It didn't take much to plant evidence that an impressionable, lost, traumatized teen like you would believe. You're a smart kid, but you were blinded by your bloodlust. Michael Chen humiliated me once at a party that your dad hosted, and I decided he would have to pay for that. But he's not that different from you. Or me, Alex. You, me, and Michael, we're all cut from the same cloth. We're willing to do whatever it takes to achieve what we want. And look, we've done well for ourselves, haven't we? I've done well, Uncle. You've leeched off me like a parasite. No wonder my mom rejected you for my dad. She must have smelt your crazy from a mile away. Uncle Ivan's face twitches, but he tries to hide it behind a smile. Your mother was a stupid whore. I loved her, but she didn't know what a thought was. It never crossed her mind. I was the one who had always been there for her, the one that had been around longer than your father, but she fell for naive, soft-hearted Anton. I waited for her to come to her senses, but she never did. In fact, she went and told your father about my letters, and they publicly shamed me, humiliated me, and cut me out of their lives, cutting off all my business contacts. Nobody crosses me like that. Nobody. Now, all you need to do is give me the money and position, sign a contract saying you will never come after me or hold corporate office again, and I will let Ava and her little friend go. It's quite a simple trade. Just so we're clear, that's not a request, Alex. Sure, I could do that. Or I could save your life. It's your choice. What the hell are you talking about? What did you do? When you came over and rudely interrupted Ava and I's conversation, you were quite thirsty. The green tea I gave you, poisoned. Similar to thallium, but maybe a little worse. All those symptoms you feel, that's the poison working its way through your system. I'd say I'd give you until tonight, which is not enough time for any major hospital or private doctor to get access to the very rare antidote, which, conveniently, I have a vial of it in my safe for emergencies. And because timing is impeccable in this book, 3 things happen at once. Ava throws herself at the distracted bodyguard, and knocks the gun out of his hand. Bridget's bodyguard somehow comes back and like breaks into the mansion and tackles the bodyguard Camo from behind, puts him into a chokehold. Alex whips his gun out of his jacket pocket and points it at the uncle. He shoots and kills his uncle 6 times while Ava, Bridget run out of the room at Alex's orders. By the second or third shot, he's dead, but he just keeps going. Then Alex walks over and he kills the bodyguard as well.
Okay, it's turning to 007. I like it.
Yeah, so then the police come and question Alex and the others, and there are ambulances tending to any and all injuries. And in that moment, when Alex looks over at Ava, shaking in her blanket, he realizes this will be her life from now on if they stay together. If she wants to be with him, that is, this will be her life. She will have the biggest target on her back. Alex has not been a friendly businessman making friends everywhere he goes. He has enemies, and they're all going to go after what he cares about the most. Just like Ivan did with his family. They're going to take Ava from him. Either he can watch Ava live happily, gain her trust back in life, live like the sun, like she deserves to be from afar, never getting too close to the sun but basking in its warmth from the corners of his dark world, or he can stomp out her light and potentially get her killed. The answer is so obvious. When Ava walks over to talk, Alex tells her that everything he said in the uncle's office was true. He never loved her, he used her, and he lied to her the whole time. And he says, I tried to warn you, sweetheart. Consider it a lesson for the future. Pretty words and pretty faces don't equal pretty souls. And with every sentence, he can see her lose hope in not just him, but in love. Alex watches her walk away, and he knows he was losing everything good in his life. Side note, just when you thought it can't get more unhinged, every police officer and paramedic at the house that day is on Alex's payroll. They're not real police officers or medics. But Ava...
Wait.
Like to trick Ava and Bridget, I guess. They would think...
They brought in a bunch of actors and actresses.
So they would think that Alex took care of it and the self-defense theory worked. And soon Uncle Ivan's entire house would burst into flames, an accidental house fire, killing Ivan and his best friend / bodyguard in the process. And it would be a tragic story buried in the depths of corporate news. Yeah. The truth
I think I know what you mean now. Like, the whole book is written so... This is too serious. Like,
yes!
You run a little... self-employed business. Like, it's not that serious. Nobody's trying to kill everyone.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, he could have just had like a cute little candle making business that went viral on TikTok. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, damn, good for him. Yeah, what a man. What a catch.
Everyone's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
For starting a business.
For like being a real estate developer. It's like, okay, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, those fays on the other end, those are real stuff. Like,
no, because I think that's why I really like fantasy. I can get lost in it and ignore the ridiculousness. Now, obviously, when it gets a little too ridiculous, it's like, okay, it's a little too ridiculous, but it's still fine because the whole thing is ridiculous. There's 500-year-old phase. Of course it's ridiculous. But then when it's real, I'm like, but like, I don't know. Are they like 1099 contractors? Is it under the table that he's paying these actors? Where did he find them? Like jobs.com? Like, this is weird.
They're like extras, backups.
Yes. Like, they're like, damn, Netflix wasn't hiring me, so I'm here.
They're all rolling like, FBI, open up. Like, is that what they're doing?
Yeah,
open up.
What's going on? So Josh beats Alex to a pulp. Well, Alex lets Josh beat him to a pulp, okay? Josh is begging him to fight back so that Josh can kill him. But Alex is just standing there taking punch after punch until he's on his knees in front of Josh and he refuses to talk, refuses to make excuses because this is what he deserves. In a way, it feels cathartic. It could even provide a semblance of closure for Josh and it would be worth it. Josh leaves Alex a bloody mess on the ground. You were my best friend. If you ever come near me or Ava again, I will kill you. And he leaves, leaving Alex alone, truly alone. He has nobody anymore. And he lays there thinking about one of his best memories with Ava. She is laying there asking him why he doesn't sing karaoke. And Alex, in a rare instance of vulnerability, he tells her, singing is too raw, so vulnerable, so personal. Like I'm burying my soul with each note. Alex laid there, bloodied and bruised face, with tears streaming down. It wouldn't be until 2 months later, Alex has an unexpected guest at his office. They somehow bypass security and his assistant, and once Alex walked in, he knew why. Nobody says no to a princess. Except Alex, of course. Princess Bridget, how can I help you? I know what you did. I'm sorry, princess, you'll have to be a bit more specific than that. I've done a lot of things in my life. I know you have someone following Ava. He's special forces, right? Small world, so is my bodyguard. Recognized him instantly, following Ava from afar. I didn't tell her, though. I wanted to talk to you first. At first, we thought that he was sent to harm her, but he's been sent to protect her. Why would you do such a thing unless you still care for her? I don't have time for this. You care about her. Princess, delusion does not look good on you. I've been done for months. I got what I wanted, as I've said. You're so agitated. I wonder why. Princess Bridget stands up. Fine, stay in denial. I guess there's no use in telling you what's going on with Ava then. What about her? Bridget smirks and sits back down. I thought you didn't care. Just tell me. Admit it then. There's nothing to tell or admit. Stop being so dense. I thought you were a genius. Ava hasn't been the same. She's been weird. You're the only person I know that might have a chance of getting to her. We've all tried. Nothing is working. She just wants to be alone and wants to swim nonstop alone. She's not fine. She's missing the spark that makes her her. I don't know if she'll forgive you for what you did or if any of us want her to forgive you, but she needs you. At least tell her your true feelings. An Ava that doesn't believe in love, well, that's not really Ava anymore, is it? I can't. Why are you such a coward? I can't because I can't protect her. She was hurt because of me. My uncle kidnapped her because of me and I couldn't stop him. I put her in a situation in the first place. How can I protect her? I can't even guarantee her safety. Nothing in life is guaranteed, Alex. But you're Alex Volkov. Your uncle caught you off guard because he's your uncle. But now, do you think anyone else can trick you and get to Ava? Ava is leaving for a photography fellowship in London. Her plane leaves in an hour. London? A part of Alex feels shattered, but another part of his heart swells up in pride. Ava's doing it. She's overcoming her fears of flying over the ocean. She's going to London to start a new life, and he has this gut feeling that once she gets there, he's gonna be gone. She would forget about him. He needs to get to her now. Ava loves London. She loves the fellowship. She's learning a lot, but of course, there's that dull, empty ache in the back of her heart that never goes away. Until
wait,
that
so
night.
we already fast forward to London now?
Yeah.
So how long she been there?
I don't know.
Okay, but she loves it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until one night, she's walking home from work, and it's like the world stops. It's just her and him on the street. Everyone else is moving around them. They were unimportant. They were nothing compared to the man she's staring at now. Sunshine. Alex? It's been 6 months since they had last seen each other. Her heart craved him, but she knew she couldn't. She walks away from him, and every day for a year, he becomes her shadow, walking quietly behind her, walking her from her house to work. Then he'll wait outside of work and then walk her back home. He was always there.
Like a stalker?
Yeah, sometimes she would talk to him, sometimes she wouldn't, but she always knew that he was there. Even when it was raining, he would be there soaking wet for her. By the end of the year,
Wait, you're telling me he just like always
there, yeah.
That's fucking creepy.
Yeah, by the end of the year, it was time for her fellowship exhibition. The fellows almost never sell photography pieces at the gallery, but it's still a really fun night to experience it and set some big goals. But not Ava. She sells every single piece. There was a buyer who was a huge fan of her work. And she's all like, who? I wonder fucking who. Okay, she turns around and there's Alex standing in the middle of the gallery at the exhibition. In one last attempt to win Ava back, Alex gets up on stage and sings a heart-wrenching song for Ava. And now she knew what he meant, why he never sings, because it's like he was ripping his heart out, laying it bare for Ava. She couldn't help but cry. And then he disappeared. Then, when everyone else left, the lights were slowly turning off in the gallery, she looks around for him and he shows up. You sang in public. Ava can feel the tears in her eyes. Yes. Why? Why do I do anything these days? I'm not good at expressing my emotions, but I'm trying to win you back, and singing felt like one of the most emotional things I could do. I meant it all, Ava. I love you. I looked for you after you sang, and you were gone. It was your big night, and I want to take that from you.
Wait, real quick though. I thought he had a job.
Oh yeah, he like reinstates a fake CEO, and then he'd be working from home. Remote work,
Oh, so
hybrid.
So he's following him while working at the same time?
Yeah.
He's like sitting at a coffee shop, like answering emails. And
I
then,
mean, he was
"Gotta go."
answering calls while they were doing it. So you don't think he's stalking and being like, no, ruin him, ruin the business rival.
Okay.
transfer me $1 billion. You don't think so?
That's true.
Exactly. And she's all like, I thought you left. She starts crying and tears are just dripping down her cheeks. Thankfully, the entire gallery is empty. They're the only ones there now. And Alex pulls her closer. I would never leave you. Do you want me to leave? She's silent. Do you miss me, sunshine? And she's all, yes. And then she leans up and kisses him. And it's not a sweet romantic kiss. It's a fierce, desperate kiss. You do know there's no getting rid of me now. Alex? Yes. Don't break my heart again. I won't. Trust me, sweetheart. And then the two of them do it in the gallery. Apparently, Alex told everyone to close up and go home early. And that's the end of the book. Yeah.
Wow.
You know what this book is? It's a good beach read. You're laying on the beach.
And
you
you're
know.
reading smut.
I mean, yeah, like the smut's not too crazy, I think.
Oh, okay.
And like it's the type of book where you don't need to like sit there and be like, wait, what's the world build again? What are the rules of magic here? Like what's going on? Who are all these 5 million characters? Wait, what's this person's intentions? It's a very like beach read vibe.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read a thriller next. Yeah, because, you know, this was kind of a thriller, but it wasn't itching the thriller. But it, like, sparked something in my soul where I was like, it's not a thriller, but now I'm craving a thriller. So we're going to do a thriller book next, so stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!